All right, we'll take it from here. We are back in action.
Back, episode 2. Amazing. So, folks, this is Joe. I'm Joe.
I'm Don. Sorry, I was drinking our beer.
Yeah, beer. This time we don't have PBR. We have Angry Orchard Hard Cider. Yes, gentlemen.
Go pick up a case. Discount code JD. No, I'm just kidding. I wish.
Yeah, right? Someday. Yes, hard cider beer is great. I don't care what anyone says. It's the best. But you just heard Don say, we'll take it from here, right? And I'm sure when you clicked on Spotify, you saw, we'll take it from here with Joe and Don. But wait, Don, I thought it was the Magic Shoe podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, so did we. I have a couple things that I want to just get out before we start this episode today, which we do plan to talk about our career paths and our paths really starting from college to where we are now. That's the premise of the episode. However, I do want to touch base. So for those of you who listened to the first episode, you were definitely laughing. You were definitely having a good time. And then at 51 minutes and I believe it was 26 seconds, it just cuts. And that is literally because my brilliant editing skills, which I'm obviously an expert at, I was able to snip out the part that we had to cut out and then accidentally deleted the part after when we came back and we had another cool 5-minute discussion and closed out from there. So I apologize for that. I'm learning by the day. So that is why, two things. The names changed to We'll Take It From Here with Joe and Don. And that's why you definitely just heard
Yeah, I mean, Joe's putting a lot on himself right now, but really it's my fault because I had about 6 beers and could not hold it anymore. I'm sitting here like swaying back and forth in the show. If you're watching on video, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh my god, we're almost there.
Yeah, literally, dude.
Like, yeah, we gotta cut.
Dude,
I couldn't even get the words out of my mouth. We gotta cut.
It was perfect. Oh,
but
God.
anyways, yeah. So we're learning. You know, we literally got together and we're like, yo, let's just start.
Yeah.
You know, let's stop thinking about what to do, how to have a perfect plan, and let's just get going and figure it out as we go. And that's what we're doing. And I hope that we inspire maybe you to just start and get going, whether you want to start a business or start a social media, your personal brand, building that up, build a following, whether you want to start a new job, a new career, or start anything in life, start fitness, anything, you name it, whatever you're dreaming about. I hope that you follow these words and I hope that you just start.
Amen.
Because that's what we did. We're figuring it out as we go. You don't have to know what you're doing, and we're going to show you that. You're going to see over the next, however many months, years, you're going to see what consistency does. You're going to see what starting from nothing and what it can turn into. So I hook that inspires you guys.
Amen. Everything to that. Cheers to that, actually.
Cheers, brother.
That was beautiful. Cheers. And another thing, before we do start getting into the meat and potatoes of this, we're just going to ask you to do one thing. You're going to leave your excuses, your bad attitude, and your drama at the door. Don and I don't want it. We're here to have fun. We're here to learn. And we're here to just have a good time.
And if you're driving in your car and you have those issues, open up the car and jump out. No, I mean, that's just like, dude, come on. Leave your bullshit at home.
Leave your bullshit high. Exactly. Let that shit ride off.
You're not going to get anywhere.
Exactly. No, I agree with that. You really do need to just have a positive mindset. But anyway, besides the fact.
So don't actually jump out of your car.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's not something. We are not liable for your dumb decisions.
Yeah, that's just my dark sense of humor, I guess.
Love it. We're going to have a lot of that on here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Good. Great. So I think you had a really good idea of talking about, our career paths, because we did delve into it a little bit in the first episode. The first episode we were just introducing ourselves, touching on a lot of different things. I do like if we were to just delve into how we've gotten to this point here, which is February 2nd, 2022. So, maybe you could start off with you. Just tell us, from high school, where, what you did over the years. What was your path? What was your career? Ups and downs.
Yeah, honestly, no, I think that's, I'd love to talk about this, and I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with, and you just have to know, it's normal. and you're going to figure it out. And to tell you what I did was, man, I graduated high school and had zero direction. I was lost. I had no clue where I wanted to take my life. All I knew was I wanted to be rich as fuck. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I wanted to have it all,
Yeah.
right? And I wanted to have it right now, you know? But the truth is, you can't have it all right now. And if it was handed to you, if it was given to you right away, it's just not the right time, you know? So to kind of backtrack a little bit, I did I did a lot of different jobs to figure out what I was interested in. You know, I did the whole route of going to college and, you know, studying business management.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell, you know, what are you going to do with a business management degree?
That is really popular. I hear a lot of people that do study business
Yeah.
management. It seems like a very, and I don't mean this in a derogatory, it is a generic but very broad.
Yeah,
That can get your foot in a lot of doors. And I don't mean that like...
Yeah, no, I understand like why people go for it, but for me, I was just going to go. I was just going because society tells you got to go to college. And your whole high school career, your whole life growing up, you're like, for me, everything was to get into college. That was like, that was the goal, right? And I got into college. I got into a really good school. I went to Monmouth University.
Oh, yeah, very nice.
Yeah,
It's
awesome
nice
school.
area.
Really, you know, nice. You know, it was a great school. And, you know, I just felt like, I'm like, why am I here? I'm somebody who, I need a tangible thing of like, I'm doing this to achieve this.
Yeah.
And when I was studying business management, it's like, okay, I'm going to come out of these 4 years. I'm going to go be a business manager. Like, is that what that means?
Yeah.
So it was kind of, I had to be somewhat tangible, and, you know, I needed something to work towards. And
Like a direction almost.
yeah, like a direction. And long story short with me was I was like, you know what? This isn't for me right now. And I knew enough, thank God, to pull out and go back home. So I went to county college for another semester.
Yeah.
And then I said, you know what? This still is not for me. I knew it wasn't for me. So that's when I just started doing odds and ends jobs, figuring out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'm a blue collar guy. I've always been, you know, working with my hands, whether it's landscaping, and that's actually the job I did first. I was a foreman of a landscaping company, which taught me so much.
Can you actually just describe, like, for those who, and actually, I don't know, what is foreman of a landscaping company mean?
So
It seems
I
like you have a lot of responsibility.
Yeah, well, I ran the crew. You know, when I first started, I was just, you know, the guy was just, this guy's name is Jake that I worked for, awesome guy. I think we were just kind of getting going. I don't really remember, it was quite a while ago, but I remember I worked my way up in that company to where I was like the guy in charge. And so I was like the leader of the crew that we had.
Yeah.
And that taught me a lot. It taught me how to drive a truck and landscaping truck and trailer, you know, how to back it up. Had to learn that on the fly.
Yeah.
That was an ordeal, you know, but it taught me so much. It taught me how to be a leader.
Okay.
It taught me how to work my ass off. You know, that's a hard job. I have so much respect for people that do that.
Can only imagine under the sun that.
Yeah, but it was like, what I wanted to get at here, guys, is not just, you know, everything I did in each job, but what I did was I tried a lot of things. I did landscaping, then I did masonry work, then I worked in a factory.
Oh damn! For what?
M&M Mars.
Yo,
Yeah.
well, I can sound M&M, baby.
Yeah, I worked there for 2 days, and I said, this one's not for me.
Yeah. Wait. I'm actually. Listen,
Yeah.
we don't have to go too much into it, but like, what was your responsibility at the factory?
You know, I had to put boxes together, like these huge cardboard boxes.
Yeah.
And the M&Ms fall off of a conveyor into these boxes, and when that box filled up, I had to bring it to another side of the warehouse with a pallet jack.
Yeah.
And then go back to my station, make another box, and wait for it to go again.
God bless.
I don't know how I lasted 2 days, bro.
You deserve a medal. And that's, it's just more of a joke, but like God bless. I'm not saying this facetiously. God bless those who do work in the factories.
Oh my God,
those jobs, because without them, we wouldn't have anything.
But the thing is, there's some people that loved that job.
Yeah.
You know, I just knew that it wasn't for me. And I've always been somebody that when I'm not passionate about something and when I'm not really in it, I don't want to do it at all.
fucking, we're on the same.
You know, I don't care what the money is. Like, if I'm not jiving with it, I want nothing to do with it. If it's taking from my energy, not for me. And that's just really what I did. And then I ended up getting into electrical work.
Oh, this is where we're getting,
Yeah, loved it. I'm like, this is awesome. I'm making a lot better money now. This is a clean trade, so to speak. You know, I'm not really getting too dirty. You know, if you look at all the different trades, the electricians are kind of the guys that, you know, you're not getting muddy. You know, you could whatever, but
you are
kind of like a cleaner trade.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
And I like it because you're always using your mind. You always have to think because, like you were just saying, electricity is very dangerous, and you got to use your head all the time. So that's how I got into what I'm doing now. Got laid off because of COVID for a little while, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to do this anymore. Long story short, ended up getting back into it, and that's what I do now, and that's how I got to where I am.
Nice.
But to close that whole little story there, I figured out, because now I love what I do.
Yeah.
I have an awesome job, awesome boss, awesome career going for me, and it's an awesome path. But I didn't get here from just trying one thing. I got here from trying a lot of different jobs, working for a lot of different kinds of people, and that's how I figured out over the course of years what I wanted to do.
Yeah, cool.
So
nice. It's very interesting to hear that and to see that you definitely went through different jobs, different experiences, and now you found sort of what you want. But also in between that, I believe weren't you something in between, like the laying off from COVID and then coming back to it?
I was a bartender.
Yeah, nice. How was that? Was that?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Dude, bartending is like a really fun job. I don't know from experience, but what I can see.
Well, dude, what that taught me was, I was already really good with talking with people. Not really good, but I got a lot better from bartending. I did it for like a year, about a year, a little over a year, I think. And what happened with that was I just was like, I was unemployed at the time, collecting unemployment, right? I think it was like 2 months or something. Yeah. I'm making the money. I'm making better money unemployed, right? Yeah. Which that's a problem. But
absolutely.
I was like, man, I feel like a piece of shit. I gotta get back. I gotta get back to work. So I'm like, I gotta do something, anything. I know I was a busboy in high school. Yeah. So I was like, let me stop at this bar that's right down the street from my gym. And I'm like, hey, listen, I'll bust tables. I don't care. I just need a job. I didn't even think I talked about what the pay was going to be. I was like, I just need something to do.
For sure. Yeah.
So I worked my way up there to be a bartender. And, I loved it for a while. And then I just wanted to do something else. I'm always like, I need something exciting,
Absolutely.
But, man, looking at all these different jobs that I just mentioned, I learned so much from I took pieces away from every job I had. And especially with the bartending was, you're forced to talk to people your entire shift. Oh, you're a server.
Yeah, you have to.
So that's what, everything serves a purpose.
Absolutely. So for our listeners here, the fact that you definitely went through so many different careers, so many different skill sets and never having done it before. What do you think of, I'm going to do a two-part for electrician and what you're doing in the apprenticeship now and the bartending. Most people would look at that, right? And even myself included, beforehand a couple years back, I look at that and be like, oh, damn, yeah, you could make good money being an electrician, but, oh, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, how am I going to know that I'm going to do it correctly if I mess up? Like all these negative stuff. If I mess up, this customer, this house doesn't have electricity. How did you overcome that? Like what was what was the hardest thing that you're doing or the most challenging feat you had to overcome? And how did you overcome it? Like what was your mindset going into that?
So, I think it comes down to don't be afraid to be an idiot. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to be laughed at. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to be wrong. Yeah. Have some humility and just be like, you know what? Like when I was at the bar, for example. Yeah. If somebody said, "Oh, can you make me a Red Death?" Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'd love to. I'll be right back. No problem. Go Google really quick. What the hell's a Red Death? So I'm like, I don't know what's in that. There's like 7 different things, right? Jesus. I can't remember all of that. Yeah. So I would Google it and make it up as I go, right? Or I just ask the customer. I'd just be straight up with them. Look, man, I'm new at this. I just started. I don't even know how to make it. What's in it? Yeah. because if you tell me what's in it. So I guess to answer your question is, yeah, just don't be afraid to feel like an idiot or look like an idiot, because realize people might laugh at you, but it really doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't matter in the slightest.
Because if they're not in the arena, their laugh means nothing.
But let's say they're laughing at you. They're literally making fun of you and laughing at you. Okay,
who cares? Cool.
Who gives a shit?
Why do you drink Red Death, buddy? Like, yeah, it happened to me. I'm just kidding.
Like, it comes down to, I made a post the other day on my Facebook about the 4 agreements. And dude, this is something that, this could be a really long answer, and I think we'll get into this in another show, but just don't take anything personal.
That's huge.
And don't make assumptions.
That's huge.
Those are 2 of the agreements.
Yeah, that's huge.
And that's how I worked through that stuff.
Yeah.
And then as far as like, doing the electrical work, same exact thing. I don't care what industry you're in, what job you're starting on. Don't be afraid to be an idiot and ask questions.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. And I can relate to you on that. Not the bartender, so to speak, because I'm not a bartender, but I am a server. And man, like you, there have been times where I won't even try to bullshit the customer. If the guest asks me a question and I don't know the drink, there has been time I'm like, to be honest with you, ma'am, I don't know what that drink is and I don't know if we can make it. Let me ask the bartender for you.
But dude, they appreciate that.
They appreciate that more than you being like, yeah, and then coming back, and especially if it's a very snot-nosed client.
Yeah.
Like, good luck.
Yeah.
I also had another encounter. My only really bad table I've ever had was this family. It was a mother and father, but they're older, like in their 80s. And then it was the daughter and her wife. And they were like big customers. I don't want to say like the name of the place, but they were big customers at this chain restaurant. And McDonald's, yes, McDonald's. She could have been McDonald's. She, I'm doing my thing there. What I like to always say is when it gets really busy, even though you like to order like appetizers first and have those come out, then you order the food. If I'm getting triple sack, quadruple sack, it's busy, I go off of the thing. I just go, just so you know, we do recommend that you place your starters and your mains together with me. Helps us properly course you out throughout the night, right? And that time I think I said it helps the kitchen better organize themselves. She straight up said, "We don't come here for the kitchen. We come here to eat." And then just in my mind, I'm like, don't even get me started.
Gee whiz, man.
But you know what it did? Like you said, don't take it personally.
Yes.
First thing that came to my mind was like, okay, this woman's miserable because how the hell do you treat someone like that? And then I was like, okay, no worries. I go, I'll be back in a couple minutes. Gave them 5 minutes. They were looking at the menu. Gave them 5 minutes. That's longer than what you should give them.
Right.
Went back to them. Said, excuse me, pardon me, folks. We ready to place an order, or do you need a couple minutes? She goes, why are you rushing us? All right.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
You know, sometimes like you just can't make everyone happy.
No, you can't, because sometimes people can't even make themselves happy.
That's gold right there.
And if you can't make yourself happy, no one's making you happy.
Yep.
This is a big thing, not to get off on a tangent, but like, look at it like relationships. A lot of people like, and this was me too. This was me. I want a girl that's going to make me happy. Awesome. Nothing wrong with that. But if I'm not internally happy, how the hell is she going to make me happy?
No.
Right?
Nobody can make you happy.
No one.
I don't care what kind of spouse you have, partner, whatever. Nobody can make you happy. Happiness, it's so cliche, right? Happiness is an inside job. It fucking is.
It is.
There's nothing about happiness that is going to come from an external point. Long term. Like if somebody, if I got my dream car, my Corvette, right? Yeah. Dude, I'd be happy as hell.
Hell yeah.
But not for a long time. Eventually it would just feel like any other car.
Exactly.
Whereas if you do it from the inside, if you do it from the right way, from the inside out, you can have long-lasting happiness.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're all after, right? We're just after a happy life.
That's I think what we're all after.
And
I think some people are really good at molding the two, because like you said, it doesn't mean that you can't have external things.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you can't be happy from external situations or circumstances. Just like you said, if you don't have that internal happiness, that once that external goes away, what's left?
Well, at the end of the day, you get to look in the mirror and I don't care how much you try to hide it from people. Other people might not realize what you're hiding. You might be really good at faking it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know.
Yep.
You know what's causing you to be unhappy.
Absolutely.
You know. So you got to fix what you know you need to fix.
Exactly.
And watch everything else in your life change.
Exactly.
So
I like that.
So tell me about your point of view with the whole job thing. How'd you get to being a server? How'd you what's your experience with that stuff?
Oh man, so actually, we did touch upon this a little bit, like very shortly. I made a mention last podcast about how you and I, while we're the same now, we were different back then because you had the idea of life's telling me to do this, but I don't want to, right?
Oh yeah.
I had, or am I correct in saying
absolutely
that?
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had the idea of, okay, this is life, and I'm gonna work my ass off to do it, right? And for me, it was going to college, right? It was getting the good grades, which is fine, perfect.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. There's a game to be played, to an extent. Then I went to Penn State, got into this musical business, was liking it, had a great freaking time there, right? Joined the frat, whatever.
Football games look cool.
Football games look cool, but I'm going to make a very big.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a confession here. My dad, he would laugh if he's listening right now because he knows he's wanted to go to a Penn State game, and the first time I took him to a Penn State game was when I graduated 1 year out of Penn State. Not because I didn't want to go with him, just because I was such a bad football attender Penn Stater.
What do you mean?
By that I mean when my frat house is 25 minutes away from the stadium. Yeah. And it's really early in the morning and we start tailgating really early in the morning and get into shenanigans. Oh man. I sort of don't want to make that walk. I pass out. So I missed a lot of games.
Oh shit.
Very bad Penn State.
We gotta talk about some of those stories.
Oh, we will. We will. But yeah, so had a fun time there. Got my degree in accounting. Now, why did I choose accounting? Because I do tend to.
No, hold on, Joe. Yo, to all you listening, if you want to hear about Joe's drunken stories and frat house stories, shoot us a DM, email us, whatever. I don't know how to contact us, but
right.
We'll do a whole show on it.
We'll do a whole show on it.
I'll do a couple
from
stories
what I remember.
as well. So anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No, that's good. I like this. So essentially, why accounting? Because when people ask me, like, I explain to them, I tell them I never wanted to be an accountant. So it's okay. So why did you go into accounting? Good question. As I did briefly touch on the podcast previously, I wanted to be an investment banker.
Okay.
Solely because I saw the house that my friend lived in, that his dad was a successful investment banker, right? So I got that vision of this is the lifestyle I want. So I'm going to be an investment banker. Fell in love with the idea of what investment banking could give me, but never fell in love with investment banking.
Got it.
So, still, that doesn't explain why accounting. My dad he through his business, right? He knows people that are in the investment banking, managing directors, and they told him that after the whole crisis happened with the economics fall down.
Like COVID?
The economic fall down. Like this is like some superhero movie. The recession of
2008. Yes. Okay.
Sorry. They told him, they're like, look, we're still, even though it was 2015 when I graduated college, they're like, even though it's been this long, we sort of changed the way we're doing it. If your son's not graduating top tier, like top 1% of an Ivy League school, we're really not looking at him. The chances are slim. Okay. Instead of holding the mindset that I can do whatever I want and fuck what that guy just said, or even though he knows what he's talking about, and doing it, I said, okay, what's the next option? And they told my dad, they're like, look, if your son, and my dad already knew this too. My dad was like, get your CPA. He's like, get your CPA, do 5 years in accounting at a Big Four, and become a manager.
What's a Big Four?
So the Big Four, the Big Four is the big. It's just like a way for describing PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, which is now EY, Deloitte. They're no longer Deloitte and Touche, I don't believe, and KPMG.
So they're like the big companies.
They're the Big Four. Like they're like the best of the best, right? Talking about for public accounting, audit, advisory, tax, you name it.
Got it.
So they said once he gets the CPA, does 5 years, becomes a manager, tell him to go to MBA, get an MBA from a really good like Ivy League school, and then we can talk. So I said, okay, fine, I'll do that. Never explored any other. Keep in mind, never explored any other avenue that I would
yeah.
Because I was dead set on investment banking.
Okay.
Graduated from Penn State, go to EY. I get a job at EY. 2015, October was my start date. I was in New York.
Okay.
Audit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Audit's interesting.
You lived in the city?
No, I lived in the city 2 years after.
Okay.
I was in Clifton at this time.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a commute.
It's really, with the traffic makes it bad.
Really?
It's shit, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like when I moved to the city, it was awesome.
Yeah.
It does suck, but it's not as bad as like people from Morristown that like take the train to New York.
I could imagine.
God bless. Dude.
I could imagine.
There's a train from Hackettstown to New York.
I know.
Good luck. I'm not taking
4 hours to
I'm
work.
not taking 4 hours to work.
Oh, see you, honey. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to be at work at 7.
Yeah, right? Yeah, right? Fuck that.
Damn.
Fuck that. But yeah, so in the first 2 years, I was working at Ernst & Young as a staff auditor. Audit was interesting. Didn't like it. Did 3 years there. Then I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just go to Deloitte. Okay? Let's see how Deloitte is. Maybe it's different. Maybe I can, maybe it'll spark some interest because I hated it. Did a year at Deloitte. Did not like it. Finally, something in November of 2019, or really it was October of 2019. At that time I was living in the city. Okay. I was in the city from summer of 2017, November of 2019.
What part of the city were you in?
I was in Two Bridge. So for if anyone, I don't know if any of our listeners are in New York City here and how everyone's so bougie with their areas. I was Lower East Side, but I was technically Two Bridges, and I say it that way because one time, literally, if I walked quarter mile, I was in, or not even less than a quarter mile, I was in Lower East Side with all the bars.
So right? East Side's like the happening.
Lower East Side, East Village, that's like where like you go out
all
college, all that stuff.
Got it.
Yeah, that's the happening. You're right.
Yeah.
I was there, and the reason why I say it that way is one time I told the girl I was from Lower East Side, and I told her specifically, and she was like, "You're in Two Bridges." Like,
oh, get out of here.
Thank you.
See you later.
Yeah, see you later. It was nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Sure.
So.
But anyway, so at that point, something in me was like, I need to get out of New York City. I don't like it anymore. It was fun. I'm getting tired of it. I can't stand the people. Let's get out of here. Then my dad was like, look, you get out, you can come work for me, because he has an advisory tax, and he's a CPA, but he has an advisory tax and audit business. Awesome. So I was working on private companies now. Did that for 2 years, and finally it was just like, dude, I pigeonholed myself. I came to a realization slowly over the year.
Yeah.
That I was like, I really hate this, because my dad's the type of person, he won't just give me, like, because it's his company. He wouldn't just give me the company.
Yeah, you had to earn it.
I had to earn it, and that's fine.
Yeah, you have to.
When he was pitching me the idea of, like, the path I could take, like, it was, don't get me wrong, the opportunity was great, but, like, I literally just did nothing. The BS or the work of, like, knowing that I would have to deal with these clients and I don't mean that, like, nothing was wrong with the clients, but, like, I would be the head honcho, talking to the clients on a daily basis, helping them solve strategy, helping them solve problems. Great clients, right? But it didn't invigorate me. I actually was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, I don't want to do investment banking. I decided I didn't want to do investment banking a couple years before that. A couple years into the public Big Four. And I was like, what am I doing? And finally one day, it was just waking up every day. Oh, I got to go to work. Oh, I got to drive to the office. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to send this email. And I was like, look, I could either complain and bitch, or I can do something about it. And I didn't want to go 40 years down the road. Like, let's just say I know if my dad if I earned the company, right, and he gave it to me, I know I would have made a killing, right? Because I'm just confident in myself.
Right.
40 years down the road, I would have looked back and been like, dude, I didn't try anything else. What life did I live?
That right there.
Right?
That's gold right there.
It drove me. I finally pulled him, my dad, and the partner aside, the other partner, and I was just like, look, this is it. They, like, they weren't mad. They want me to be happy. They want me to do what I want to do. But I'm here. Like, I took a month off, and this is funny that you said in the beginning of the podcast when you were collecting unemployment, right?
Yes.
And you felt like
good time
shit.
For a couple of weeks. By
yeah.
Like, it was like
a couple of weeks.
Cool. This was like to be retired and just collect money.
Hell yeah, right? Like, when I stopped was the end of July of 2021. I just
Dude, I stopped at the same time.
Really?
Literally, no shit.
Wait, 2021 or 2020?
I guess it would have been 2020.
2020. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
a year. Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually crazy.
Yeah.
Nice.
July was, so whatever. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, July. But 2 weeks prior,
Yeah.
I had got my knee surgery because of meniscal repair.
Okay.
So, like you said, first 2 weeks, I was like, dude, I'm gonna give myself a month off, right? First 2 weeks, awesome, dude, awesome. I was going to physical therapy, had no
Doing what you
responsibility,
want.
fucking playing. I don't know what I was playing. I think it was FIFA at the time.
Yeah.
This is awesome, you know. Then after a while, even though you're like, I'm gonna give myself a month detox. Felt like a bum. Because my roommate go to work.
Yep.
Like, felt like a bum. And I was like, I have to do something about this. Fucking got a serving job, and now I'm here.
So my takeaway from that is, and I got a couple questions for you, but so we both were unemployed collecting a check, right?
Oh,
And
actually, I wasn't. I didn't apply for unemployment.
You weren't. Okay.
I ate into my a little bit into my savings.
Okay. But what I was getting at was we talked about happiness a little bit before and how it's an inside job. Well, we're happy when we're achieving things.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. If you're just sitting home every day and collecting a paycheck, you're not going to be happy.
Nope.
It's going to be cool for a little while. Like, you don't have to worry about money.
Yep.
But you're not going to really be achieving anything. You're going to feel like a piece of shit.
You're gonna feel like a fucking potato.
Unless you have to strive to achieve things in order to be happy. There's no other way.
I think it's innate in our DNA, and I don't mean like me and you. I think as humans.
Yeah.
Think about it. We were hunter-gatherers back then, right?
Yeah.
I'm not like a expert in this field, but we were hunter-gatherers back then before we got out of the food chain.
It's true.
That DNA being passed down, dude. We need to be achieving something.
You know, you have to start your day with a purpose.
Absolutely.
You know, this is something that I've worked on a lot over the past, few years or whatever, is have something that you're working towards and have an intention and a purpose behind your day. So every single day, like, I'm busting my ass because I want a successful company someday.
Yeah.
And I want a successful life someday, and a house, and a perfect body, the six-pack, all this stuff. So I have all of these goals and visions that are like so far away.
Absolutely.
Some closer than others, but it always gives me that push to get up and go.
Yeah.
So when I wake up in the morning and it's early and I only had a few hours of sleep, but I got to get up and go to work, instantly I'm reminded of all those goals down the road that I want to achieve, and I get up and go.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'm not motivated, but that discipline gets me up and says, you know what? You got shit to do.
Perfect.
You got shit to do. Get up and go. Stop being a little bitch. Go do the work.
Yeah.
Because I have those things to work towards.
Absolutely.
But it took a matter of planning out what I want my life to look like.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's
wow.
That is very powerful, those messages, because if you have goals, right, it makes everything easier.
Yeah.
And it seems like you have smaller goals and you have your bigger goals.
Mm-hmm.
You have the bigger goals that you're going to achieve down the road, or maybe they'll come before, right? But you have those smaller goals too. The smaller goals are the more important ones. The smaller goals that you achieve will lead to the bigger goals. The smaller achievements lead to the bigger achievements. Simply getting out of bed, and let's just say you're not a gym rat, but you want to exercise. Simply getting out of bed, right?
Yeah.
Not snoozing, which I'm a huge freaking. I snooze a lot, so I
do it all.
But getting out of bed and just going on that walk, beating your mental mind, will then eventually lead to other things. Because if you can't do that small thing, what makes you think you're going to achieve the bigger goals?
Absolutely.
But Don, I have a question for you though. It's easier for you to say. Woe is me. What do you mean? I just got to get out of bed and be motivated. What do you mean, Don?
Well, I'm pretty lucky. It's just everything came naturally to me.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
I didn't have to work for anything.
No.
It was just pretty cool. I was blessed to, just have all this discipline. Right.
Yeah.
That's what from the outside looking in, right? But no, I had to. Over time, look, there's no short fix.
No,
it's gonna take time.
Absolutely.
And look, I still have days that I struggle to get out of bed, and I'm like, fuck, dude, it's so cold. I don't feel like getting up.
Right.
Do I really have to do all this again? Like, dude, it's another day already.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, I seriously have to wake up again and go through all this shit again.
Yeah.
I got to go to work and go to the gym and do all my shit. Really?
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to. So, I don't know. Did I answer your question or did I?
Yeah, no, you did it. You did answer my question. Is get your bad attitude, like we said in the beginning of this podcast, and throw it to the side. Because if you have a bad mindset, everything's going to trickle down from that. If you have a good mindset, everything's going to trickle down from that. So don't feel sorry for yourself, right? If you got to get up and do it, you got to do it. What this is not saying that we have everything all figured out.
Far from it.
I'm still going through things that
from it.
I'm rearranging my brain and rearranging my life and rearranging my mindset as well. It's a constant work. Like, for example, yesterday I had that, man. And actually, you know what? Let's not always talk about the good things. Let's talk about the bad things.
Yeah,
this is not a bad thing per se.
Yeah.
But yesterday I went to work, had a good shift. Went to the gym right afterward, and on Tuesdays when I work days, I will always go to gym to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And yeah, man, I went to the gym, did my leg day, had everything packed, ready to go to jiu-jitsu. Body felt like, this is because I've been going nonstop, but I felt like absolute shit. Legs felt like absolute shit. My knee, even though my knee is so much better, something felt weird about it. My arms, my neck, everything from the jiu-jitsu day before, for I got destroyed. Everything felt like shit. And you know what? I didn't go.
Yeah.
I went to the gym and I didn't go to jiu-jitsu. Now, most rationally, I rationalize it. Like, okay, your body needs a rest, right? Unless you're David Goggins, your body needs a rest, right?
Yeah, right.
But why is that weak, Joe? What stopped me from going to class jiu-jitsu, not partaking, and visually learning and learn? What stopped me from that?
That's a good point.
Like,
Yeah,
really,
that's
I
actually a
could
really
have
good point.
done that.
Like, dude, I'm sitting over here like, nah, like, listen to your body.
Yeah.
You know, like, sometimes you really do need a break.
Uh-huh.
Which, you know, you
Which
do.
is true. You
But
do.
yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you could have went and watched.
I could have went and watched. I just didn't want to.
Wow,
So-
that's a good point.
So today, I got up, and
That's a good point.
immediately, my mind was like, I did my reading, I did my meditation, and my mind was like, go to the gym after, because I had a private lesson jiu-jitsu, then jiu-jitsu. And I was like, go to the gym after. I don't want to go right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
I got my coffee, did my morning routine, got onto my my clothes, walked out the door, didn't look back at the door, went to the gym, went to the private lesson, went to jiu-jitsu. I was not going to make that a habit from that Tuesday night.
Well, dude, you asked me, how did I create discipline, I think was your question, to just get up out of bed.
Yes, I asked it very facetiously, but yes.
I thought about how I would feel if I didn't do it.
And
I learned that from Jocko. Like, all this stuff I learned from other people,
Dude, anyone successful in life, there's stuff that people have done on their own and found out on their own.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of people ask questions, they learn from other people.
Absolutely.
And then they just use it, or maybe not, I don't want to say manipulate it, they twist it and make it their reality.
Yeah, so I started, like, if you want to build discipline and you want to build, a stronger mind, whatever your mind is telling you not to do that.
Yeah. Essentially.
Do that.
Do that.
If you're saying, fuck it, dude, it's cold, I do not want to go for a walk, but you said you were gonna go for a walk every day.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden your mind's telling you not to do it, you have to do it.
You have to do it.
Because once you do it, you're gonna feel so powerful when you're done.
Yeah.
Do that over time, do that consistently, do that every day. You're gonna build that little discipline.
Absolutely.
Every single day. It's the small wins every day. That's what creates a lot of discipline over time.
Hell yeah.
And it's something you gotta do every day.
You have to. You really have to do it every day in some facet, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to the gym 7 times a week or jiu-jitsu, I'm going 4 or 5. Work, I have some doubles in there, so I'm not always going to the gym, right? That's where the body rest comes in.
Yep.
But at least I'm always doing something. At least you're always doing something.
But it's not even just the gym.
No, it's not even just work, gym, eating healthy.
It's your routine.
Routine.
It's attention to detail.
Yeah.
This is a big thing right here. So the way to increase your attention to detail, a really good way, is when you see a piece of trash on the ground, pick it up.
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Like, dude, I used to, when I worked at the bar, I would go around, and as I was walking, I was like scanning the ground. And if I saw something on the ground, like a paper towel or like a piece to a straw or whatever, I pick it up, put it in the garbage.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that because I wanted the place to be clean. Like, obviously I wanted it to, but I was doing that because I knew every single time I did that, you know, people call it towel gems, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's a gem because what that's doing is building your attention to detail.
Yep.
Which is also building your discipline.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
yeah, I mean that's a really good way to start building it as well.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that is a good way to build it. Definitely
You know?
doing those little things. I think it's just the little things are gonna help.
It's the little things, you know, add up. They really do.
Yeah.
But so, you know, we kind of went off on a tangent, you know.
Absolutely. But we were gonna always.
We always do. We always do. When you talked about what made you leave the accounting job,
Yeah, it was.
Was it your heart? Well, you know, your heart wasn't in it. What about it?
I felt like a zombie.
You felt like a zombie.
I got up every day.
Dude, I felt the same way.
Right?
That's so crazy.
Dude, I felt like a zombie.
In the job that I had in the past, I felt the same way.
Dude, and this is not a knock on the job itself.
No, it's not the job. It's you.
It's a knock on my interpretation of that job.
Yep.
Because I will tell you this, man. I was getting paid fucking well for my age, dude.
Yeah.
Or just in general, not even for my age, just in general, dude.
Yeah.
People, I remember one of my friends told me, not when I was telling him, he told me way before this, because I would occasionally bring up, like, dude, I want to leave accounting. Remember he told me, he was like, dude, you're in the driver's seat, man. Like, why would you want to leave? But it's like, he's like, you got the salary. And I'm like, yeah. And it's funny because me and you are someone about material. Like, we want that money, right?
It's part of it.
It's part of it. But is it the only thing? No.
It's just part of it.
It's just part of it.
It's not everything.
It's not. I didn't.
Which that took me a long time to learn.
Absolutely.
You know?
It took me 29 fucking years, right? To know that, because I thought I was just gonna 100-hour. I mentioned in the other podcast, 100-hour weeks, investment banker, make fucking money. Like,
yeah,
dude.
What's money if you're not happy?
What's money if you're not happy? And you know what the funny thing was?
Which, hold on. You know, the whole notion money doesn't buy happiness thing.
I'd rather be miserable with $1 million than miserable with $0.
I'd rather, exactly.
I'd rather not be miserable, but
I hate the whole like, oh, money doesn't make you happy. Oh, material things don't make you happy. Like, yes, I understand what you're saying, but also no.
Yeah. Also, I want that Lamborghini.
You know,
right? But it's also more than just having a Lamborghini. Like, the reason why I want to have a lot of money, I guess we as humans equate that to success, right? It's not the only thing, but it's part of it, as you like to say, right? And not only like the Lamborghini or the big house. Think about how much, dude. I'm planning for my family, 2-3 kids. Oh, really? 2-3 kids?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to go to public school, so private school. Oh, really? How much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
So this is not just about what I want for me. This is about what I want for my future family. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, dude, I think it's like, you know what you're capable of.
Absolutely.
You know, so you were in that accounting job, which is an amazing job. There's so many accountants, they love that job.
Dude, they love it.
But
it's not
if they don't have that awareness of, like when you know you're capable of something, you have to go after whatever your mind is telling you you're capable of.
100%.
Like, not everybody wants to start a business. I think, you know, me and you are business minded where, like, yeah, it'd be awesome. We're going to have a business, you know, and run a business and stuff. But that's my dream, you know. I've always been that way since I was a little kid. I wanted to be this businessman and have a business and be successful and all this stuff. But if your dream is not that, like, I have a buddy, he's like, dude, I can never do all that paperwork and all this stuff. Like, I just want to have a good job, be comfortable, and that's it. And dude, he's happy as hell.
It's fine. No, yeah, exactly.
But that's his life, you know?
The key word, he is happy.
Yeah.
It's all. And it's long, and I'm not, I'm just saying, as long as you, like you as the audience, are happy and you're not lying to yourself.
Yes.
Like, if you're saying, oh, I'm happy, but your body is not happy, you're lying to yourself.
You have to address that.
You have to address it.
If your mind's telling you to go after something, you have to go after it.
Exactly.
Or else you're going to feel this regret in your heart. You're going to feel an empty hole, a void.
Dude.
You got to go after it.
Dude, let me tell you this right now. With the accounting thing, too, this is another thing I rationalized when I was in the job. I know I said this before. I know when I put my mind to it and I buckle down, I will do it, right? Same with you, right?
Yeah.
This is not a thing that's, you know, just me. It's everybody. When I thought about the hardships, like the hardships as in like all the, like, you know, the responsibility is a better word. that would have been placed on me as the owner of that company, like, not to say that I didn't run away from it, but I just knew that since it's not what I wanted to do and it wasn't my passion, addressing those quote unquote responsibilities and that stress that comes with it, since it's not something I want to do, like, it would just make me even more miserable.
Mm-hmm.
If it's something I want to do, that's completely different, because I want to do it. I want to achieve it, right? Like, it's that desire from within. Like, if I want to do something and I enjoy it, I don't fucking care if you tell me it's impossible. You can sit on the sidelines. Thank you for your interpretation. I don't need it. I will fucking accomplish it.
Well, dude, that's the difference, because, you know, once you have belief in yourself, you know you can do anything. Like, I'm very confident I can do any job out there. I might really suck at it at first, but if I wanted to do something and I'm, you know, interested in it, I'm going to learn how to do it. Even if I don't know how to do it right now, I'm going to learn how to do it, and I'm going to be a fucking pro at it. And I'm going to crush it.
Amen.
But if I'm not interested in it, I'm not going to be good at it. You know, I could get really good at it, but if I'm miserable, it's going to suck.
That's
and what's the point?
Exactly.
You know, it comes. So that's where, like, belief is actually, like, for me, I had so much belief, I still do, so much belief in myself that I could do anything. Yeah. So I didn't know what to hone in on. But it's a matter of just finding what is going to get you up in the morning. And, you know, not every day is going to be like, oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. But if every day is fuck this, then you got a problem.
You got a problem. You got to run fast.
Run fast, man.
Because life goes by quick. I mean, I'm 25 years old telling people life goes by quick, but it feels like yesterday that I graduated high school at 18 years old.
Bro, I felt like yesterday.
So I can't imagine, like, when we're 50s, 60s, like, holy shit.
My biggest regret,
you know?
My biggest regret is going to be, not going to be, but would be, if I looked back at 16, I look back and like I said, I just, like, dude, you didn't do what you really, truly wanted.
Well, I think that's, people talk about fear. That's my biggest fear. Is to get to the end of my life and saying, fuck, I wish I would have.
Dude, right?
You know, what if I started that business that I was always thinking about? What if I asked that girl out that I was, like, always had the hots for?
Right.
What if?
What if?
I will make sure, and this is something that motivates me every day, to work my ass off, is I will never, ever be at the end of my life saying, what if? Because I might have some regrets, I don't know, but I plan to not have any regrets, live life to the fullest, and never, ever have to say to myself, what if? So I'm just going to get started, I'm going to do my thing, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I'll be able to say, damn, I tried.
Fuck, that was good. I agree.
So,
hell yeah.
That's what you got to do, man.
That's what you got to do. And you got to do it fearless. No fear. No fear.
Well, you know, I disagree with that, actually.
Why?
Because fear, run towards that fear. Because, hold on.
Okay. I see
so be fearless, but at the same time, like, that thing that is like, holy shit, that is really scary. That gives me a lot of anxiety right now. I feel my heart beating faster, but I know that's what I got to do.
Okay.
Like, you can run towards that fear, and fear is actually, like, a good indicator of what you should do.
You're talking about, like, the fight or flight.
Yeah, basically. More or less.
Okay, yes, I meant.
But I understood what you were saying.
No,
as well.
I love this. I love that you went against this, because that is a very good point. Fear can be a good motivator. Fear could lead you, like you said.
It's like a dichotomy, right?
Right.
Like, be fearless, but run towards the fear.
But run to the fear.
Because you're gonna be afraid. You're, like, gonna have anxiety of doing whatever you want to do. But, like, run through that fear and be fearless. I don't know. It's a weird like. What do you call it? Like, like dichotomy. Yeah.
I honestly, I like that. I
hope that makes sense.
No, that makes complete sense.
You know, so.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, I mean, guys, that's a little bit about our stories and our career paths and kind of, I think, how our minds have evolved.
My mind has evolved insanely.
You know, it's really cool. And, I think it's personal development is what really got me to this point.
Yep.
Was I just started giving a shit about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I started planning out how I wanted my life to be, how I wanted it to look. And having that mindset of I'm going to live with no regrets.
Yeah, good.
So yeah, man. So I mean, what's your final thoughts for the show?
Man, this is a good show. My final thoughts would be this, find something that you love, or in this case could also make you feel a little bit of fear, or makes you feel excited. Go after it. Give your 110%, even more. Trust and believe that when you will accomplish whatever you put your mind to, and by the way, even if it takes a while, because it's not going to be instant gratification, do it, be happy, and if that fails for whatever reason, you move on to the next thing, and if it doesn't and you have a vision, keep going after it. Do what's going to make you happy. Understand that you can be happy with external material things, but the true happiness that's going to keep you going in the long run is going to come from inside.
I love that, man. I love that. That was gold.
How about you?
For me, look, if you're stuck in a job you hate right now, you can always go back to that job, guys. If you're afraid to make a jump or to do something else because it might not work, well, guess what? If it doesn't work, you can go back to whatever you were doing.
Yeah.
So you're not stuck. You think you're stuck. It's all in your head. Figure out what is going to make you tick. What's going to give you energy every day? What's going to fire you up? Because it's no way to live going through life like a zombie. I heard a quote once. It was most people. I'm butchering this actually. It's like most people die at 25, but they're not buried until 70.
Damn.
And
Never
dude, that's
heard
how I was feeling for a little while at this one job I had, because I was like waking up every day so tired, didn't want to do it. I was miserable, and I felt like a zombie. Like, dude, that was not life.
Yeah.
That was not living.
Nope.
It feels like a different lifetime, honestly,
Right.
to me.
Yeah,
Because it was.
it is.
So, like I said, if you're in a job that is making you miserable, it's no way to live. You're only here for a short time, guys. Make it count.
Facts.
So
Love that.
that's the show.
Hell yeah, that's the show. We are also going to add one thing in on this episode, though, because it was supposed to be on the first episode, but this genius Joe over here with his editing. Where can people find you, Don?
Oh, yeah. So I'm mainly on Instagram and Facebook at Don Shoemaker Jr. I'm on all social media at Don Shoemaker Jr.
Cool. Yeah. You can find me on Instagram, Joe Francesco 48, all one word.
Yeah, guys.
Cool.
So yeah, this is episode 2, and we're gonna be dropping a show probably every week.
Yeah.
Record on Wednesdays and drop every Wednesday. So keep a lookout for that. Share the show. We'd love to grow this as much as we can.
Hell yeah, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Get after it.
If you're watching on the video, see you later.